All right, happy to be joined by Jasmine Jasudavicius, who's going to be back in action. UFC Saudi Arabia, February 1st. She's going to be taking on Myra Silva. Pretty interesting matchup here. Jazz, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great. Not our usual surroundings. You're in Thailand right now doing some training. Tell me how this all came together and what brought you to the decision to do your camp over there.
So obviously the fight is in Saudi Arabia. So we were kind of like toying with different ideas. I was already going to Indonesia to corner a teammate of mine, Danielle Lentini. She was fighting in the tournament there. And so we had already booked our trip to Jakarta, and we were going to like head over to Bali after, make a whole vacation of it. And then I ended up booking the fight. So then we're like, okay, like, should I still go to Bali? What should we do? And then I'm like, well, we're just talking with the coaches and like, what about if you do camp in Thailand? Like we always said, if you were to fight like over there, it would make sense to do that. And I was already like, the flight was already booked to Jakarta already. So we're like, yeah, you know what? Might as well. And it ended up working out so perfect because like I was in Jakarta December 5th, and then I got to Thailand by like, I think it was the 10th or the 12th. And so missed Christmas, New Year's.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah. So it was sad being away from my family and like missing all that. But at the same time, that is the biggest distraction at that time, like
of course,
the obligations of everything with Christmas. And so, it was nice FaceTiming my nieces, but at the same time, I was able to focus on training, like, diet was easy because there was no Christmas treats around. And so, yeah, it was a really, really good camp.
Wow, a lot of sacrifices. That's good. Well, at least the weather's better, right? Like back in Windsor, or not Windsor. Why am I drawing a blank? Niagara Falls. Why am I thinking? I don't know why I was drawing a blank there. It's early for me here. I should mention, by the way, full credit to you. It's 10 o'clock where you are right now. It's 7 a.m. here in Vancouver, so it's a little bit of a time change, but we made it happen. Were you surprised to fight Silva just because she's mainly fought at bantamweight? She just fought for the title. You were on the same card with her, obviously, or not the same card, but it was in Toronto last year, UFC 297. When that name came across for you to fight her, was that a bit surprising?
Yeah, it was. I thought she was a 35er, and then they said she's coming down to 25, and I like to stay active, so I said, let's do it.
Yeah. You guys, did you ever train with her at American Top Team when you were there? I know that was like years ago and you were only there briefly.
Yeah, I did train with her, and I was talking to friends of mine, and like that's the most challenging part about this fight is I've trained with her and I genuinely like really like her. Like we became friends. She invited me to like Brazil with like I really like her. I really like her family. I like Gloria, like, and so that was like upsetting part, but we're both professionals and we understand like business is business and we're both down, so it's really cool to like have that relationship and still be okay to fight each other.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's always business at the end of the day. Any concerns about her making weight? Because she last fought at flyweight, if I'm not mistaken, October of 2021. That I believe her last fight was against Manon Fior at 125. Has that crossed your mind at all, or are you just more worried about what you're going to do?
Yeah, like of course it crossed my mind, but she hasn't fought in a while, and she knew she was coming down. It's not like I asked her to come down, so she must have already been like in the process of getting her weight down. So I'm not overly concerned, but of course I'm always concerned, but I don't imagine this will be like anything too crazy.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised just because, like I just mentioned, she fought for the title last January or a year ago, and then the last fight with Macy was a bit weird because it ended with a cut. Not that I think Macy was doing quite well in that fight, but I think her moving down after just fighting for the title a couple fights ago, bit odd there. But hey, great fight for everyone else. Let's talk about her and her style and everything. Obviously, great submissions, is great ground game, I should say. How do you feel like you stylistically match up against her in this fight?
I think it's a good matchup. Like, I think it's a matchup for the fans for sure.
Mm.
She's like down to scrap. I'm down to scrap. She's talented everywhere. Like I've trained with her. I know how skilled she is. But yeah, I think that we definitely like will match up well, and I think that'll fare well.
So who's down there in Thailand with you, and who are you getting to train with as far as training partners ahead of this fight?
So it's awesome. At Bangtail, there's a ton of girls, a lot of people like coming through. So I've met so many new friends, which is really cool. But I brought Jelly with me. He's been
Oh,
here
of course. Yeah, the Nomad,
yeah,
of course.
exactly. So he's been here almost the whole time. He got here I think like 3 or 4 days after I got to Thailand. And so he's here, and then Tisha, he just got here
Oh,
recently.
nice. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna come over to Saudi with us, and then a couple of my teammates, Joe and Alana, they also were like, "Oh, you're training in Thailand. I want to go," and so they're making a training trip out of it. And yeah, it's really cool to have like my own people around and like a nice little community.
Yeah, and you're getting a mix, right? You got a couple of your teammates, and then obviously the teammates at the gym there, which is great. How's the weight cut? You mentioned there that obviously you ate quite healthy through the holidays. We know the food down there is amazing, really healthy, really fresh. Is the cut even easier? I mean, people also forget, I'm sure, that you used to fight at 115, which was a lot tougher of a cut.
Yeah, no, it's great. Exactly what you said. Like the food's healthy. It's like easy, and no, I don't imagine I'll have knock on wood, of course, but I don't imagine I'll have any issue with the weight cut.
Jelly and Tisha going to be in your corner as far as in the cage with you on the first?
So Tisha won't be. Tisha is gonna, come down and be my training partner, help with like shakeout in the morning and all that. But my corner will be the OGs, all the Matthew Jelly, Matthew Mark Antonio, and Chris Prickett.
Oh, so they are going to make it down. Okay, I wasn't sure about that. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, keep it working.
Yeah.
Obviously, things are going well there. And how do you see this fight playing out on February 1st? Again, really, really good matchup on this card.
I see my hands getting raised at the end of the fight. But no, it's really cool because Chris and D-Marks, they're actually coming on Saturday first to Thailand, and they're going to be here for a week, and then we're all heading over to Saudi together. So the whole crew will be back together soon.
There you go, just in a different area of the world, which is awesome. So yeah, it's actually a really stacked event. And speaking of which, the main event of your card is Israel Adesanya and Nasruddin Imavov. Do you think Izzy can bounce back in that fight, or do you think Imavov, with the momentum he has, is going to have his number here?
That's gonna be tough. I think Emervov.
Imavov, yeah.
I think he might take it though. I don't
Okay.
know, but you never know. Izzy's like a sniper, so you never know.
Fight you got to see last year on the Toronto card. By the way, you were on the Toronto card. I forgot about that because your opponent missed weight. Of course, I remember that. I was just trying to go back off memory. It's a lot of fights to process in this brain of mine. But
Yeah,
Sean
I'm
Strickland and
surprised you
Didi.
remember them all.
Yeah, I try. You know, it's sometimes I make mistakes. DDP and Strickland they're having their rematch for the middleweight title a week after you actually. Who do you see coming out on top in that fight?
I'm always a Strickland fan. He's the man, so I'm always rooting for him.
But do you think he wins? Because some people felt like he won the last fight, right?
Yeah, I think he wins. I feel like he felt him last time, and like a lot of people thought he won that fight, and I think that Strickland has it.
Okay, big one down a weight class from you, Weili Zhang and Tatiana Suarez. Who do you see winning that fight?
So I've had the opportunity to train with Weili once since I've been here because she's also in Thailand. So it's really cool because Jelly cornered her before.
That's right.
And so he knows the whole crew. And so I've been very fortunate to like be able to hang out with their crew and get like a tiny bit of training in with her. I wish more, but she's feeling good. I think she might take it.
Okay. Diego Lopez looks like he's fighting Yair Rodriguez in Mexico. Who do you see winning that fight?
Ooh, I think Diego Lopez.
Okay. Big fight on that Seattle card. Henry Cejudo, Song Yadong. Who do you see winning that?
I think Henry. Anyone who can be like the youngest Olympian in wrestling, I feel like, they have that mindset, and if they can put it towards fighting, which he obviously does, and he's talented, I think he'll take it.
And just last one, Leon Edwards looks like he's fighting Jack Della Maddalena at welterweight. Who do you see winning that?
Ooh, I gotta go with Jack. I was on Contender Series with him, so I'm always gonna be on Jack's side.
Okay. I like that. Interesting fight with you, obviously, because Myra, obviously new to the weight class. Well, coming back to the weight class, I should say, but obviously a notable name because she fought for a UFC title. A win, where does that put you in the grand scheme of things? Because you've been on quite the roll lately.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's ranked number 6 right now. I know it's the weight class above, but hopefully around there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. I would say, very, very interesting. And what about downtime in Thailand? Like, obviously you're there training and sort of living the lifestyle, but have you got to go to the beaches or anything? Or like, what do you get to do when you're not training?
Not training. No, no, the training schedule is like pretty crazy here. With like, more morning and night we're in the gym, but like I rented one of those scooters, so I'll just go ripping around and just like
Nice.
see the environment. I'll go to the grocery store. I have went to the beach. I went after sparring. I think it's like good to go into the salt water and clean my body, everything. So I've definitely been to the beach. Not really had like a beach day, but I enjoy training and I enjoy learning martial arts. So I'm trying to be in the gym as much as possible.
Okay, there we go. There's some rumblings that the UFC might be coming back to Montreal. I'm hearing maybe in May. Is that a card you want to get on next? I think the timing would be, decent.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to fight in Montreal.
Yeah, they haven't been there actually since I think Demetrius Johnson and Horiguchi, which was ages ago. I was actually at that card. And last, before we get out of here, my guy Dawson, quick question here. What's your favorite street food in Thailand?
Well, I haven't really been able to. I've been cooking a lot.
Not even a
of my
little?
own
Can't
food.
have like one little thing at all? Well, I guess not because we're getting close to fight. But yeah, you haven't had any street food?
I've been eating like a little bit, but I mainly go with like proteins because keep my protein gains up. So like the chicken has been bomb. I love going to like the markets and like trying. I love being with my teammates because then they get things and then I can just try like a little bite, a little nibble of it. But honestly, everything's been so good.
There you go. Easy answer there. Everything. Jazz, thanks for doing this. I know you got to go to bed. I got to start my day. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Just obviously thank my team as always and my training partners, and thankful for Bang Talib to have me for camp this time.